Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. Welcome back. Today, I have everything written down now. 17th of birth month, in the middle of Hanna-Barbera-thon. And, we are talking about Scooby-Doo, the last of the Scooby-Doo movies I'm doing in this. Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, which has to be the weirdest of the movies. I'm going to put this on mute just in case it restarts playing the movie again. And it's the weirdest one because out of all three, it's the one that embraces the monsters are real thing. Even though, if you remember correctly, the whole tagline of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island in 1998 was, now the monsters are real. But they're, you know, on the TV show and in the movies, they were already real. But I guess that was a selling point. Who knows? You know. And really think about it, though. Maybe that was made for the Cartoon Network crowd, the kids who were just getting into the Scooby-Doo mysteries. Like me, growing up with the Scooby-Doo. And to me, that was the first time that the monsters were real. So, yeah, because I hadn't watched all these yet. I had watched the Ghoul School, but the rest of these two, and I eventually got the Boo Brothers on the VHS in the 2000. But here, this one has to be the weirdest. And at one point I would have said this was the worst, but I think it's better than Boo Brothers. I think it goes Ghoul School, this one, and Boo Brothers at the bottom. There's just so much going on with Boo Brothers. But in this one, Shaggy, or Shaggy, as Dracula calls him, is a race car driver. Why? Because that's needed for this movie, apparently. So he's a race car driver, and he's one of the best, apparently. And he lives with Shaggy and Scooby and Scrappy and his girlfriend Googie, whose only appearance is in this freaking movie. We never see her again, but he has a girlfriend named Googie, and yeah, she cheers him on. He's one of the best race car drivers in this world, apparently. And Dracula, Canada's Count Dracula, is putting together a race of monsters. However, the werewolf decided to retire and move to Florida. That is literally what they say. He moved to Florida and he's away. So he retired. So Dracula hatches a plan to turn Shaggy into a werewolf and have him race in the monster race. And then gets mad when he thinks that Shaggy is going to win. Like, he does everything he can to make sure Shaggy doesn't win. But why didn't you just find a bad driver and turn... Why do you go for the best race car driver and turn him into a werewolf? Why not go for the worst race car driver? Why not go for the person who came last place in that race and turn him into a werewolf? Then you'll get what you want, right? No. No, of course not. Of course not. So he kidnaps the Shaggy. He has the Hunch Bunch, two hunchbacks, one who speaks with a British accent and is very, I say, about everything, and the other one who mumbles and you can't understand what he's saying except for when you can, because they sometimes make you understand it. I don't know. And they put this spell on Shaggy, I am going to keep calling him, saying it like that, into a werewolf. Every time he hiccups, Shaggy will turn into a werewolf and then back to human. Every time he hiccups. Except for later when it becomes permanent. I don't know. But something I want to point out is that the gang are watching scary movies. And immediately I'm like, wait, they're afraid of their own freaking shadow. Why are they watching scary movies? It doesn't make any sense. And then Shaggy says, like, movie monsters aren't real, Scoob. Someone's wearing the big boy pants this evening. Because Shaggy used to be scared of his own freaking shadow, like I said. Like they used to be cowards. Like complete cowards. So at this point, even in the last film, they were scared of little girl monsters. And then laughed at the end. So maybe they Maybe their balls. Maybe his balls finally dropped. I don't know. Scooby is still scared. Scrappy, I don't think he's ever scared of anything. I don't know. But yeah, every time Shaggy hiccups, she turns into the werewolf. That's the gag for this. And then we get the big race. Dracula says, hey, you know, if you win the race, I will turn you back to human. And you and your friends can go. So, yeah. But he then tries to sabotage everything of the race so he doesn't win. And I'm very confused as to why. Did they explain it? I missed something. Why he... Because he goes to great lengths so he can have a werewolf in the race. And then just sabotaging everything so this werewolf can lose. But if he stays a werewolf, what does that do? Does that guarantee there's more werewolves for future races when they do it again? I guess. But I don't know. It's confusing. But yeah, so Shaggy wants to test drive the werewolf car, but it's unavailable because they're rigging it to not work right. So they take their own car, which I should mention, Shaggy doesn't drive the Mystery Machine in these movies. He drives this red car. And once again, I want to point out that the case is wrong. Because Shaggy wears his red shirt with the blue pants and the brown shoes. Whereas there, or is it the black shoes? The black shoes? Whatever. I think it's brown shoes. There he has on his typical green thing. So, green shirt. So, that's not what it's like at all there. In this movie. But, yeah. But, of course, you know what's going on. Shaggy wins despite being tried to be stopped by Dracula and Hunch Bunch and anything put away. And Genghis Kong. Yes, it's a Mongolian stereotype King Kong. It looks like Genghis Khan mixed with King Kong. And they somehow overcome that. They're able to use both cars. The werewolf car and Shaggy's car, driven by Googie. Yes, that is her name. To make him fall on all the other competitors. And then drive and win the race. Which technically is cheating. But Dracula was cheating too by putting Genghis Khan into there. So I guess it's cheating on both accounts. But like he wins. And then he's like, oh, you are the monster of the year or something. And Dracula's like, no, he is not. You cannot have these. And it's like that's fine. I don't want to be a monster of any year. I just want to go home, right? And he still won't. Like, oh, there's nobody to turn you back. He has to just want a werewolf so he can have a werewolf every year. I don't know. It's on the, hold on. It's on the camera. There we go. There's a black spot, and I was like, is it on my arm? No, it's on the, it looked like it was on my arm, though, because it was like right here, but it was on the thing. Anyway. So eventually, they play a hot potato and get the book. And they reverse the spell, and they go back to having their normal times. And there was a joke where there's a hiccup, and Googie thinks Shaggy's going to turn back into a werewolf. But no, it's Scooby. No, it's a joke. Except for there's a cliffhanger with Dracula and the Hunch Bunch. We're back! Yeah, we never see them again. There's no sequel to this. Scooby-Doo and the Return of the Werewolf. And even if they did do a sequel to this now, it would include all the gang, because that's what it is now. And they would find some way to make it where, oh, they're actually people in masks, not real monsters. Because everything nowadays is, nope, there's no real monsters. Nope, can't be real. Even when they go back to stuff like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, where it was real monsters. Nope, it's not real monsters. Or Zombie Island. Nope, there were never real monsters there at all. Not even the cat people were real monsters. What? Yeah, that movie pissed me off. But this is one of the better Scooby-Doo movies, I would say. So yeah, I would recommend this one actually. I always thought this was the worst one, but this is in the middle. I would say Ghoul School is the best, like I said, and then Reluctant Werewolf and that. In the middle of those three. If you add the four that came in the 90s, then you're mixing and matching, where you got the top is definitely Zombie Island, and then you got Witch's Ghost, and then I would put a Cyber Chase. No, I would put Reluctant Werewolf there, and then Ghoul School. Excuse me, Ghoul School, then Cyber Chase and Reluctant Werewolf, Alien Invaders, and then Boo Brothers. There's your little ranking, thing. But this was fine. It's a very high middle of the road. It's a very high middle of the road for me. I thought it was fine for what it was. Probably should have gave Ghoul School a pretty good, but I think that ending kind of, or the inclusion of the villain that wasn't needed, whereas you had the villain through the whole thing. And maybe it wasn't just towards the end of the film or halfway through the film. Maybe she was there the whole time. Maybe I was making attention. I don't know, but this was actually an interesting watch. So, what are your thoughts on Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Got my nose itchy today. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.